I topped off with the cheaper stuff, Unleaded 88, and my trimmer died within a day. That label? E15. It swelled the fuel line, clogged the filter, and killed my weekend. Here's how I got it back without a teardown. First, we'll ID whether your tank actually has up to 15% ethanol. Then, I'll show you the dilution trick, the safe driving window, and when to seek help. If you've got a mower, boat, or older car, this could save your gear and a costly repair bill. Before we move on, please take a moment to subscribe to the channel and like the video. That blue Unleaded 88 button looks like a deal, so why do some engines act like you poured in the wrong fluid? E15 is gasoline blended with up to 15% ethanol. It's showing up more because it can be priced a few cents lower. Policy waivers allow wider seasonal sales, and stations market the slightly higher octane as an upgrade. You see 88 and think better than 87. The catch is that octane measures knock resistance, not how much alcohol is in the mix. Ethanol content is a separate variable, and that's the one your engine hardware has to tolerate. When those two signals get mixed at the pump, people make choices their fuel system can't handle. Octane 88 sounds safer than 87, but the number doesn't tell you if your seals, hoses, and fuel maps were designed for the extra alcohol. That mismatch causes most of the headaches, especially in small engines and older cars that never accounted for E15 in the first place. A higher octane label can feel like an upgrade, yet the extra ethanol can swing air-fuel mixtures, dissolve deposits, and carry moisture into places it doesn't belong. A viewer in a CRV forum topped off with E15 and, by the end of the week, saw a check engine light and a rough idle. No smoke, no dramatic failure, just a stumble at stops, a wandering idle, and a light that wouldn't go away. That's classic when the fuel trim starts chasing a blend the calibration wasn't expecting. On freeway speeds, it seemed fine. Then at a red light, the shake returned. The driver swapped caps, checked for vacuum leaks, even cleaned the throttle body before realizing the fuel choice was the change. Here's the science behind those symptoms. Ethanol is hygroscopic. It attracts water. Enough moisture and the alcohol-water mix can separate from the gasoline, which drags corrosion and poor combustion along with it. Ethanol also carries less energy per gallon than straight gasoline, so you need a bit more to make the same power. If the calibration can't adapt far enough, the engine can run lean, hesitate, or set fuel, trim and misfire codes. And in the fuel system, higher alcohol levels can swell certain rubbers, soften some plastics, and load filters with loosened varnish. Small engines show the side effects fast. A trimmer that sat a couple of weeks after an E15 fill can fight you on startup, then surge at half throttle. You pull the line, and it feels sticky. The clear filter looks tea-brown, and the primer bulb doesn't rebound like it used to. That's not imaginary. Alcohol's solvency can lift old tank residue and carry it downstream, while incompatible elastomers puff up and lose shape. Leave it long enough, and the carb's tiny passages get a film that turns a one-pull start into a Saturday of cursing. Regulators allow E15 in most 2001 and newer light-duty vehicles, but that isn't the same as universal approval. Many automakers place limits in the manual, and plenty of equipment, small engines, boats, and motorcycles, aren't rated for it at all. Warranties can also hinge on using the right fuel, so a misstep at the pump can turn a small stumble into an out-of-pocket repair. If you already used it, how bad is the window? Time on the clock matters less than how much is in the tank and what you do next. Dilution and gentle operation usually beat the clock. A few gallons mixed into a larger volume of E10 is one thing. Running an entire tank hard is another. You can still avoid it. Scan the pump face for E15 or contains up to 15% ethanol. Unleaded 88 is your clue. If your manual or equipment tag doesn't list E15, move to the E10 nozzle or find ethanol-free. So you filled up anyway. Here's the 3-step emergency fix that can save your weekend. One bad tank doesn't have to become a repair bill if you act now. Here's the plan. You'll do a quick, simple sequence that works for cars right away, and then a separate rapid response move for small engines. It's straightforward. You can do it today, and it doesn't require tools you don't already have. The goal is to lower the ethanol percentage fast, keep the engine out of stress, and decide early if it needs professional help or just time to clear out. So do you wait it out and hope, or take action and avoid clogged filters and misfires? Hope is not a strategy when ethanol is higher than your engine expects. Acting now keeps the fuel system stable and gives the electronics an easier job. The sooner you reduce the alcohol content, the less likely you'll chase idle dips, stumbling off the line, or a flashing light on the dash. For small engines, waiting lets soft parts swell and residue set up in tiny passages that are hard to clean later. Step 1 is dilute. If you put E15 in a car not rated for it, top off as soon as you can with E10 or ethanol-free gas. Don't burn through the tank first. Add enough to push the E15 portion below 1/3 of what's in there. If you're at half a tank, fill to full with E10. If you're near a quarter, fill twice over the next day or two. This is simple math in your favor. Each top-off lowers the overall ethanol percentage. Get that number down, and you'll feel drivability improve without touching a wrench. There's logic behind it. Lowering the ethanol percentage reduces solvency shock inside the fuel system and eases how much the engine runs lean. Many modern ECUs can adapt better around 10% ethanol or less, so giving them that target helps trims settle and keeps misfires away. You're not masking a problem. You're putting the blend back into the zone your calibration expects, which stabilizes idle and throttle response. Step 2 is drive smart. For the next 2 to 3 days, keep the load light. No full throttle pulls, no high-speed hills, no towing. Let the car cruise, vary speeds gently, and watch for signals: rough idle, hesitation off a stop, knocking under load, stalling, or a new check engine light. If nothing shows up after a couple commutes, you're likely in the clear. A driver who diluted from a half tank of E15 to an E10 blend reported that the stumble faded within 2 commutes, idle smoothed out, and no codes returned. That's the pattern you want to see. Symptoms taper as the mix normalizes. Step 3 is decide. If the engine still acts up, scan for codes. Short and long-term fuel trims that are pinned positive, plus misfire counts, tell you it's time for a pro to evaluate. A technician can smoke test for air leaks, check injector balance, and confirm the fuel blend. Don't throw parts. For small engines, skip the waiting. Drain the tank and the carburetor bowl immediately. Replace the fuel filter, and if any fuel lines feel soft, sticky, or swollen, replace them now. Refill with ethanol-free fuel. This quick reset prevents gumming in the jets and keeps water-laden alcohol from sitting at the bottom of the bowl, where it can cause corrosion, especially on gear that gets stored between uses. Fast dilution and gentle driving often neutralize a car's E15 mistake before it costs you. Small engines respond best to a fast drain and refresh because their tiny passages and softer materials don't handle higher alcohol for long. Now you know the fix. Here's how to avoid the trap next time and choose the right fuel for each machine. Compatibility beats cheap pumps. Your engine and your wallet, long-term, win when the fuel matches the design. The best choice isn't only about cents per gallon. It's about performance, reliability, and peace of mind when you turn the key or pull the cord. Do this today. Open your owner's manual, confirm the approved blends, and learn your station's labels. Tag a friend who fuels lawn gear with car gas, and save them a headache. For small engines, stick with regular gasoline or ethanol-free to avoid corrosion and soft part swelling. Next, we'll run E10, E15, and ethanol-free on the same route, and compare MPG and throttle response.